So, this video was originally going to be titled Ranking Every Book I Read in the 11th grade and 12th grade. Because, you know, school requires you to read. I don't know why, but it does. Then I remembered a book series from my childhood. Probably a lot of people don't remember because I don't think it was that big in the US. And of course, I'm talking about Beast Quest. You guys probably have no idea what Beast Quest is. And that's fine. Because I'll give you a quick paraphrasing. Keep in mind, it's been like years since I've read Beast Quest, so my memory may be just a tad bit off. So, in the Kingdom of Avantia, there's these beasts that just exist. They're mythical creatures that exist. One day, an evil wizard named Malvo goes, I'm going to take over this kingdom. So he enslaves the 6 mythical beasts of Avantia to do his bidding by putting a golden chain with a golden lock around their necks. And that basically means they're just under his control. One day, an up-and-coming knight named Tom travels to the castle of Avantia and meets the wizard Arduro. Arduro says, we should probably break that curse. Tom, here's a sword and a shield and a magical key that will break that curse. So, go fight those beasts. What? Go fight those beasts. So Tom sets out on his stallion Storm, and they just venture off. Eventually meeting a girl named Elena and her pet wolf, Silver. And then they team up, they're like, hey, you want to help me on this adventure? Sure, why not? And then they go off to fight the beasts and save the kingdom of Avantia from the evil sorcerer Malvo. That's basically as generic as the plot gets, but and one thing I really liked about Beast Quest is that each book, it wasn't just like, here's all the beasts in one book. No. The stories are always divided up into like 6 chapters, I'll call them. 6 books in a series. And there's a lot of series. I believe in the US, they only came out with like 4 in the Scholastic version. And I remember getting the first book of Beast Quest I ever owned, because my school did this thing, it was like, you had to do book reports. And if you did 3, you could turn in those 3 and get a free book. And of course, when I saw a book called Beast Quest, Tagus the Night Horse, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I need to have it. So I picked up Tagus the Night Horse, which is the 4th book in the series. So I was a bit behind on the plot, but I got the basic gist. So let's run down this first 6 beasts of the original series, which, for some reason, in the Scholastic version, they gave little subtitles. Why am I saying the Scholastic version? Because there's the UK version, and then there's the Scholastic version, which is the US version. But I remember that they gave each series its own title, starting at Series 3. Series 2, it had a name, but I don't think it was ever put on any of the books. So, first beast in the first book, Furno, the fire dragon. It's a dragon. What do you want me to say? He's a black dragon that can breathe fire. He dwells in a volcano. And I've gotta say, he's probably my favorite. But, okay, one thing we do have to talk about with Beast Quest is that the Scholastic cover and the UK covers are completely different. For example, here is Furno's UK cover, and here is Furno's US cover. What's happening, UK? I'll give them this, the UK does have more books than the US does. I mean, a lot. Series 4, I believe, was the final one that got released in the US, because I have not seen any of these other series in the US at all. Next beast, Sapran, the sea serpent. one of the first books of the series I owned, and it was Sapran's one of the coolest ones. He's a giant green sea serpent that resided near an ocean town. He just leveled the place. Oh, right. Oh, one thing I forgot. Okay, so, after Tom beats a beast by freeing it, the beast gives Tom a token, proving that he had beaten them. So for Furno, I believe Furno gave Tom one of his scales, which gave Tom fire resistance. And Tom would put them, the things on his tokens on his shield, to wear them as kind of like a, trophy. When he beat Sapran gave him one of his fangs, which allowed Tom to breathe underwater, and that was a major part of the fight, because half the time Sapran was underwater, Tom was just hanging on trying to get the key in the lock. So Tom nearly drowned in fighting Sapran. Book 3 is where the UK and the US have completely different beasts. Granted, I have not read the UK version, but looking at the cover, Book 3 in the UK is called Arcta, the mountain giant, and it's kind of like a Sasquatch looking creature. The US version, the Scholastic version, it's called Cypher, the mountain giant. And Cypher's more of a Cyclops creature, wearing kind of like what Shrek wears. Cypher, I don't know what happened between UK and US. The rest of the beasts, except for Book 5, are the exact same. And every other beast in the series, as far as I'm aware, is the exact same as the US version. So I don't know why Arcta and the 5th beast were cut from the US, but they just got translated into different beasts, I guess. But after beating Cypher, who was residing on a dying a mountain with dying vegetation, he gives Tom a giant's tear, which I thought was it was a solidified tear. I was stupid. Apparently a giant's tear is a bell. So, and it reduces falling damage, So Tom could jump on his shield from a height of 1,000 feet, and it would the bell would absorb all of the force. And UK, for some reason the UK's naming scheme is different than the US's. So we have Tagus, the horseman in the UK, but it's the night horse in the original version. Not the original version, the US version. I remember Tom was fighting him by riding on his back. So he had to jump on the Tagus's back, hold him in a lock and get the key in the lock. And when he beat Tagus, Tagus gave him a piece of a horseshoe, which gave Tom super speed. So that was pretty cool. Alright. Hey, editing, Jackson here. I was a bit mistaken when I said that it gave Tom super speed. It appears that on the official wiki, the horseshoe granted mounted speed. So when Tom was riding Storm, or he was sliding on his shield, that's when he would have enhanced speed. It doesn't work when he's on his feet. So I just wanted to clear that up, because I'm an idiot. Let's be real. The 5th beast in the UK version was called Nanuk, the snow monster. It's a Yeti type looking thing. And if I remember correctly, the US version was Tartuk, the ice beast, which she had blue skin and black hair. And before you say, how do you know it was a woman? It's clearly stated in the book that Tartuk is a woman. At least as far as I'm aware. Currently looking up Tartuk, the ice beast. I believe it was a woman. Give me a second. We'll cut this all out. Oh, that's different. Okay, so Nanuk the snow monster in the UK version is the one that gives him a bell, which protects Tom from extreme cold. What did Arcta give then? Arcta gave an eagle feather. Okay, well it is different. It is different. Why? If I remember correctly, Tartok gave... It was, Tartok gave Tom one of her claws, and that protected him from the cold. Hey, Editor Jackson stepping in again. I cannot find any record of Tartok and Cypher in any of the wiki. I think they only have like one line of information each. So there's not much information on Cypher or Tartok, and these are, as far as I'm aware, the only two beasts that this is a problem with. I cannot find any other information on them. The only information we could have on them is from the actual books. So, I'm going to have to rely on my memory for this one. So, I'm still an idiot. And then we have the final beast of the original series, which was, also I'm pretty sure Tartok was a girl. Nanuk's a girl, pretty sure Tartok, the US counterpart, was a girl. Then there's Aphex, the Flame Bird, or the US version, Aphex, the Winged Flame. Way cooler of a name. And if I remember correctly, Aphex was the one that gave Tom a feather. And I believe, what did the feather do? Let's see, tokens, here we go. Yeah, Serpent Tooth, Horseshoe Fragment, the Dragon Scale, the Eagle Feather, the Phoenix Talon. What was it called? Phoenix Talon. So Aphex gave a talon to Tom. The talon could heal wounds. Couldn't heal poison. So I still want to know what Tartuk's token was. Because there was the dragon scale. Wow, what was it? No, not this website. Next one. Verno Scale, Sapran's Tooth. Prevent him from being flown away with strong water currents. Arcta's Feather slows Tom down when he falls from a great height. That was the Giant's Tier from Cypher, so they switched that. I believe Tartok gave him a claw that protected him from extreme cold. Oh, and one thing to mention in the Epis fight. Don't ask me how Tom figured this out, but Epis lived in a volcano. Epis, however you pronounce it. Aphex lived in a volcano, and the only way to get close to it was for Tom to lava surf by he had the fire scale from Verno, so he just put that in lava, stood on top of it. Hey, a quick interruption, final one, I promise. Tom had the scale on his shield, and he surfed on his shield, not on the scale. Just to clear that up. Just started lava surfing to get to Aphex, or Epis. Don't ask me how that worked. Apparently, fire scale also protects from lava. Keep in mind, Tom had a wooden shield. But it was made from like this really strong wood, so I guess it's fine. Yeah, there are other beasts. There's like 25 series. I just wanted to talk about the first 6, because, those are the ones I'm most familiar with. So yeah, what do you guys think? Have you ever heard of Beast Quest? And if you did you enjoy it? Because I think they're neat books. I really think they are. I think each person who's really into short stories. They're not very long books. They're like that thick. And every now and again you get like a really detailed picture of like just the surroundings of where the story is. Sometimes you get a picture of the beast. Sometimes you get a picture of the fight. It's really cool. Anyone could enjoy these. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me. I just wanted to look back into like one of my favorite book series. And hey, if there's other series that I could go in and talk about. I could talk all the way up to about Series 4, because Series 5 onward, I have no idea what any of this is. Like, at least I know what 1 through 4 is. So, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed some of this video. See you guys then.